Hi y'all, Kyrie here with some information for you. Love your neighbor as yourself. Now, how do you love yourself? Well, you love yourself by forgiving yourself when you did something wrong. And we also know that Jesus forgives us when we do something wrong. And we know that by accepting Jesus into our heart and knowing that he died on the cross as a sacrificial lamb. And by accepting him, we're out of the bondage of sin. And we are forgiven for all of our sins that we commit. Now, if Jesus forgives us, should we forgive those who hurt us? Well, Matthew 6:14 through 15 says, "For if you forgive people their wrongdoing, then your Father in heaven will forgive you for your wrongdoing. But if you do not forgive people for their wrongdoing, he will not forgive you for your wrongdoing." Whoa, that is a powerful statement. That's like when the teacher writes on the smartboard and you know that it's going to be on a test. I mean, after all, these words are written in red. You know what that means. Come on, think about it. That's right. It means Jesus said these words himself. So we are accountable for these words. So we need to do what? Forgive. Now some of you may be telling me, Kyrie, you have no idea what I have been through. And you are right. I don't have any idea what you've been through. And I'm sure there are a lot of you that have been through awful, terrible things. But Jesus knows what you've been through. And he tells you to forgive. As a matter of fact, he tells us not only to forgive them, but to pray for them. In Matthew 5:44, he tells us to pray for our enemies. Now, that's a strong statement, praying for your enemies. But that's what we need to do. We need to pray for them. And, we need to forgive them. So, let's think about forgiving them. Perhaps you can write them a letter. Perhaps you can go to them in person and say, "Hey, I forgive you." Or you can just pray for them and say, "Lord, you know what they did to me. And I just release it and turn it over to you, Jesus, and ask you to take care of this situation, take care of them, and I put it in your control." And sometimes, all the times, that's what we need to do. Because Jesus is the ultimate judge. As a matter of fact, in Matthew 25:31 through 44, it talks about when the Son of Man comes back down to the earth, he will be the ultimate judge. He will be the ultimate judge of all the nations. All the nations will come, and he will divide them, and he will divide the sheep from the goats. So guess what? The sheep are the good ones, and the goats are the bad ones. So if they were bad, they're going to be judged. And their judgment isn't going to be good at all. So you think that you can judge them? Oh no. Jesus has the ultimate and the strictest judgment there is. So I just want to tell y'all to forgive and to love your neighbor as yourself. God bless each and every one of you. Kyrie signing off.